It doesn't matter whether I'm selling a starter home for a young couple or I'm selling a home on Lake Austin. They're all my people that I'm going to be, protecting and taking care of through the process. Hi, I'm Jackie Good with Dochen REALTORS. I've been selling real estate for 25 years and been in Austin since 1981, UT grad, and I'm here to help you find your dream home. I decided after I had a bad experience with a realtor, and my husband and I were looking for a new home, and I contacted a couple of realtors to interview them and decided to go with one who was a family friend, and she was getting ready to retire, and she just kept talking, and she didn't ask me what I wanted. And she just kept telling me what she wanted for me, and she just wasn't listening to me. And after the whole experience was over, I just thought, I think I can do this. I really want to get into it and give it a try and help people find what they're looking for, not what I'm looking for. And so that's why I decided to get into real estate. I was working with some buyers that are dear friends of mine, and the wife had been in a bad car accident, and she had trouble going up and downstairs as she was recovering. And fortunately, she is fully recovered, and she and her husband are doing great. Well, we started looking at homes, and they were very interested in a home that had a lot of stairs and no elevator. And we're starting to get to the age where we need to think about, how long are we going to be in this house? Is this going to be our last house? Is there a house after this? But they fell in love with the house, but they weren't really looking at it through the right eyes. So I became her eyes in that instance. And it was $1.5 million house, and I talked her out of buying it. I will find them a house eventually, but it wasn't the right house for them. And I think they're eternally grateful that I did guide them in that direction instead of just going, it's great, go ahead and do it. One of the first homes I sold was a young gentleman who came into my open house, and he called me to go look at homes. And he was single, great guy, and he wanted to find a family home. Well, the first question I asked, where are the kids? And he goes, well, there aren't any kids. There's no wife, there's no kids. And I said, well, so why are you buying a home for something that doesn't exist right now? Shouldn't you buy something for yourself? And nobody had ever asked him or told him that maybe he should start just thinking about himself and not about a what if. And I ended up selling him a great home with a view and a private drive. And he's still in that home today, and that was almost 25 years ago. And he turned it into a family home because he loved it so much. So sometimes we don't get exactly what we want. Even if we're building a house, we're not going to get 100% of what we want. But if I can get you 90% of what you want, most people are very, very happy with that. Well, first-time home buyers are tricky because there's usually a price point. And so the number one thing is I get them pre-qualified because the market is so competitive. We need to make sure that they are ready to go. And I go through my checklist on things that they're going to need, expectations that they should have of their lender, expectations that they should have of me and of themselves. So we go through the checklist, and then we start hunting for a home. And like I said, it's such a competitive market out there. If they have the neighborhood narrowed down and there isn't anything available, then I pick up the phone and I start calling every agent that's had a listing in that area and see if they've got anything coming up. And I keep an eye out on all the tours, all of the Facebook pages, and keep an eye out of what's going to be coming on the market so that we're a little bit ahead of the game. Oh, it's wonderful to be part of the Dochen team or family. We're just all there to help each other out. That was one of the reasons why I went over to Dochen Realtors, because we will all work together, and we trust each other, and we trust each other's judgment, and we just help each other. If somebody is ill, there they are, always at the call, and they're just a lovely, lovely group of men and women that I feel very, very fortunate to be a part of. And if you're going to be a member of society, you should be a part of, contribute in other ways. We've all worked together at Community First, building, tiny homes for people that have not been as fortunate. And I feel very, very grateful for that opportunity to have helped over in Community First. I also volunteered at this University Baptist soup kitchen down on the drag. I've done that for years. And then I foster little dogs until they get new homes. And I end up keeping several of those too. When I was looking for homes, the realtor that was helping me didn't listen to me, and I felt like she was just trying to make a commission and leave. And I never want to be that kind of agent. I want to be the agent that I'm your family agent. I am who you call, good, bad, and ugly. I'm the person that takes care of your family. Whether it's your, elderly parent that needs to move into a retirement community, or it's your child who's buying their first home, I'm the agent that you call, because you know that you can just put me out there and trust me